He changed his tune, but it's so self-serving. A jury will see through this.
I hope a jury will see through it, but we're talking about New York after all, and we've well documented that this jury, Alvin Bragg is counting on this jury to be sort of in the bag for Bragg and against Trump. When you got a lawyer who is surreptitiously recording a client and then basically saying this little snippet of a conversation proves all the other things that I'm saying that are negative about him, which by the way weren't recorded, it just defies credibility. There's just no way in the world that a rational jury and a rational legal system would buy off on any of this, Megyn. You've got this individual who's capable of saying all of the things that you just played in that SOT, and then fast forward to today, everything that he says under oath before this jury is going to be diametrically different. Normally, we would say that that person is a compulsive liar and is not the kind of person you want to build a felony prosecution around. They have not proven the elements of this case. There's been no evidence yet in this case that Donald Trump committed a crime. They're going to have to hang their hat entirely on the testimony of this liar. They're going to have to get a jury to say, you know what? All the other times he's lied, we're going to give him a pass. We believe beyond a reasonable doubt he's telling the truth here in court. And it's going to be all done without any corroboration. There's no physical evidence. There's not going to be any documents. You're not going to have Donald Trump writing a letter saying, hey, Michael, I want you to use this money. I want you to pay it for something, and I want to record it on the books in another way. No, this is payment for legal fees or legal matters. And that's how
legal
it was
expenses,
into the
expenses, which is even more ambiguous. That's the word they used. And
where's the accountant?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I mean, the CFO is in jail. He's at Rikers. And I don't expect him, there's a real question about whether they're going to drag him in and testify. And if they don't, whether they're going to get an adverse inference drawn by jurist instruction. We'll see. But here's Michael Cohen. I gave you he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That was like Glenn Close and Michael Douglas in the beginning of the movie. The hot elevator sex, the days and days behind closed doors while the wife was away. It was actually only one night. That was the beginning. Then Trump started to ignore the calls. And much as it had the same effect on Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, here's what it did to Michael Cohen. All right, I'll show you. Let's start with SOT 5.
Michael Cohen here with another Michael Cohen Reacts. Well, I've been receiving countless phone calls by people, all concerned because they're hearing on the media that Donald Trump is going to run again. And he's going to make this fucked up bullshit announcement sometime after the midterm elections. All right. I still to this day maintain that he is not doing it. It is still part of this great grift of Donald Trump. Now, for me personally, I hope to God that this fucking scumbag runs. I really do. And you ask me why? Well, first of all, because 24 hours after that, I'm going to put together my own team. I want to run as a Democrat. I want to put myself up on a stage against this fat fuck, this orange-crusted Mandarin Oompa Loompa. So let's see if I'm right. Stay tuned. I'll be back.
Then he took his bunny off the stove. Viva. This is their star witness.
No, but well, I mean, I don't use the word grifter very often. I'm not going to use it now. But that very much seems like someone who's going to say one thing when it's profitable one way and say something that's the exact opposite when it's profitable the other way. And the other thing is when he's out there, praising Trump, first of all, I happen to agree with him back then. But he's not just praising Trump because he is like a narcissist indirectly praising himself. This is how smart Trump is, how good he is and all this stuff. And I'm his right-hand man. I'm his fixer. So it must be a reflection on my own greatness as well. But, the idea that this guy is a convicted perjurer, he is a confirmed liar. He's a scoundrel of the highest order. I am now retrospectively reanalyzing Judge Engoron's decision in the E. Jean Carroll case where he addresses Michael Cohen. And he specifically says, it's very funny why he said it. This man is a convicted perjurer. He's a liar.
Engoron was the fraud case, the $400 million fraud.
Engoron was, yes, the $455 million.
And Cohen testified in that case. Keep going.
Yes, not the E. Jean Carroll. Sorry, just to clarify that there. Engoron said as a matter of his decision, Michael Cohen is a convicted perjurer, and while some triers of fact might not give much weight to the words of a liar, I believe him here. I'm paraphrasing, but it's almost verbatim.
It's almost perfect.
And that now that I'm listening to that and rethinking it, it's like Engoron was phrasing what the jury has to spew out in terms of coming to a conviction here. Yeah, he's a convicted perjurer. Some jurors might think he's a liar now, but we choose to believe him now because once a perjurer, not always a perjurer. But no, I think Engoron actually telegraphed and laid up the script that the jury is going to gobble up to come to their foregone conclusion.
Everyone around him, Phil, is a liar. Michael Cohen is a liar. He had a lawyer and continues to have a lawyer. He's still represented by this guy, David Schwartz, who you may recall Michael Cohen got in trouble a couple months ago when he was trying to get out of jail not long ago, late 23, and he cited a bunch of case law to the judge. It was all made up. It was fake cases that he used some AI generator to come up with. And his lawyer was this guy, David Schwartz. And I've got to show you this. So David Schwartz came on my show at NBC shortly after this whole story broke about the $130,000 payment and so on and so forth. And now we know that Trump reimbursed Cohen for the 130. We know that. And it's almost better if Trump just would have done it himself, because you can make unlimited donations to your own campaign, but you can't have a third party do it, which is how they're trying to get him. But anyway, there's no question that Trump reimbursed Cohen for the 130. But the first defense that Cohen came out with was, I was not reimbursed. And I just did this out of my love, again, back to the Glenn Close in the elevator, for Donald Trump. And Schwartz came on my show and tried to spew this nonsense. Look at this.
He got approached. It'll take $130,000
to make her go away.
To make this go away.
Got it.
He had to make a decision, okay?
I get it. I'm not even challenging you on that. I'm challenging you on the impossibility that he paid 130 grand for something he didn't do and never sought reimbursement from his client.
I get it when you're looking at it in a vacuum, but if you understand the relationship here, it makes complete sense that he's approached. Am I going to go to the boss or am I not going to go to the boss? All right. What do I do? He chose not to go to the boss.
Why?
He chose to take care of this thing.
Why wouldn't he get 130? Why would he pay 130 grand of his own money?
Well, you know what? When Michael Cohen does come out, you're gonna find out the mechanics of that.
No, you're not answering. You're dodging. You're getting out of bounds.
I am answering.
What's the truth?
The truth is he loves the boss, and
he did it out of love.
He did it. He did it. He did it out of love, and he did it out of loyalty.
All right. So they laughed openly at him. We know that he was reimbursed. Of course he was reimbursed. And that's his lawyer. The lawyer is a liar. Cohen is a liar. The jury's not stupid. I know they hate Trump, but they're not stupid. And I just gave you one soundbite. Here's a little bit more of Michael Cohen on the record since the breakup, talking about Trump. Stop 4.
Yeah, I think he's hit the panic button a while ago. However, what he's very good at is hiding it. In front of the camera, he's calm, cool, and collect because he's a sociopath.
I looked at him and I said to myself, boy, what a sad looking, pathetic, deflated individual. He is playing to the lowest denominator of American that exists in this country. He is truly the most dangerous person right now in this country and possibly the world. Trump 2024, more like Trump 20 to 24 years.
Okay. So the thing is,
oh my gosh, a lot to unpack.
The prosecution's trying to front a lot of this in direct, so to take the sting out of what's going to be an absolutely brutal cross. But there's no way they can take all the sting. They'd spend every day, all day for the next 2 weeks beating him up if they really wanted to get after everything the defense is going to do to him. And I just can't believe that once the defense is done, the jury's going to be having any feeling other than, I want to vomit. Get him out of here.
But Megyn, you say that the jury's not dumb. The problem is they're partisan in all likelihood. And it's a big distinction. They're not going to do what they're going to do out of stupidity. They're going to do it out of partisan prejudice. And that's what I think is a foregone conclusion. But everyone should rewatch that Michael Cohen and just appreciate confession through projection. Everything that Cohen just said about Trump is true of himself. But Megyn, one thing, and Phil, sorry I cut you off. You mentioned it a moment ago, and it's something that people should really understand. By reimbursing Cohen, the allegation is that it was a disguised campaign contribution because Cohen made it and then he got repaid for it. The bottom line is, Even if that's the case, and that's the theory of the case, it should be Cohen who should be the defendant in this and not Trump, because like you astutely observed, you can't, over donate to your own campaign. And so if it was Trump donating to his own campaign in kind or whatever, it's not a crime. If it's Cohen who did it because he got reimbursed and it exceeded his campaign contribution, Cohen should be the one on the defense.
Do you owe back taxes? Stressful? Pandemic relief is now officially over. Along with hiring thousands of new agents and field officers, the IRS has kicked off 2024 by sending over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have an unfiled tax return or balances owed. Don't waive your rights and speak with them on your own. Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, has saved over $1 billion in back taxes for their clients, and they can help you secure the best deal possible. Whether you owe 10 grand or 10 million, they can help you. Whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay, or if you don't and you're on a fixed income, they can help you finally resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call 1-800-245-6000 for a private free consultation or visit tnusa.com/Megyn. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.